Saturdays, Channel 7.
One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Pull on the trunks, strap on the gloves, and ring the bell for Tonight Live 93. Entering the ring with Steve tonight, weighing in at 200 pounds. You don't know what crank he is. It's Kenneth Anger. From parts unknown, weight unknown. He's known for knowing the unknown Uri Geller and giving you the old 1-2, a 1, 2, 3, 4 at Southern Suns. But now, ladies and gentlemen, the undisputed heavyweight champion of late night TV, Steve Vizard!
Here. Thank you very much. Monday night, and this is a wonderful Monday night audience. I sense love, I must say, I'm very lucky to be here at all after a brush with death. Thank you. No, thank you, really. Pathetic. Now, I was recently in the United States, in fact, till the weekend, I was staying at a hotel, the Beverly Wilshire Hotel. Do you know this, Sam? It's the one they shot Pretty Woman at.
I know that one.
When they shot Pretty Woman at, I sort of stayed there because I was hoping that, Julia Roberts might be hanging around. And I was half there. I half got it right. I spent the night with Richard Gere. Made me wear those long boots and everything. It was fantastic. Anyhow, I'm staying at the Beverly Wilshire Hotel, and in walks Tony Curtis with the worst triple-decker rug I have ever seen. Makes Elton John's hair look real. We are talking a major Sara Lee layer upon layer upon layer. I don't know why. I guess if you lose the top layer, you've still got the two backup tubes. Anyway, that was not the brush with death. 6 a.m. in the morning. What happened, Sammy?
I haven't got the faintest idea, but
not
you told me.
Not the foggiest. I will tell you, the hotel caught fire.
Wow.
6 a.m. in the morning, and basically people streaming out onto the footpath. Now, the beautiful part about this was there were people who were not supposed to be together at 6 a.m. in the morning, and it looked like basically an Oscar slumber party. There were people there. John Belushi there. Okay, so I was drinking. John Belushi was not there. Tom Cruise in a towel. Nicole in the pink fluffy mocky, she was there. And this happened. I had a brush with death. It was extraordinary.
Wild. I thought you were having a vacation.
No, I was having a brush with death.
Okay,
Sam.
right.
And there was great part. There were Japanese tourists everywhere, and basically, I think they all thought it was like a ride on the new Towering Inferno at Universal Studios. They were all going up and down the lifts. Extraordinary. Lucky to be here at all, but it's great to be back. Thank you very much. No, thank you. Of course, the election, while I was away, the election, and the fines are coming out for people who didn't vote. I fortunately postal voted, but a lot of fines coming out for people who didn't vote. If you're one of those people who didn't vote, we have a complete list of fail-safe excuses. Merv, can we do this list of... These are the reasons to use. Now, these guaranteed not to get you a fine. Try these ones. These work. What about this? I couldn't find the coupon in TV Week. I was driving across the Nullarbor on my way to vote when these lights appeared above me and this alien put me on a dissecting table. Yeah. What election? They respond very warmly to that one, Sam. This one, I told them I was the son of God, but that loony imposter from Waco had already lodged my postal vote. Damn it, I thought it was just one big working bee down at the local school. That always... We have a huge lineup. The man who loves to babble on about Hollywood, Kenneth Anger, is here. Musically, get ready, guys. Southern Suns are with us. And kills me every time that stuff. In a segment we like, Southern Suns are with us. And a segment we like to call Read My Lips. But first up, orange dot fever literally swept the country. Viewers across the land begging for the magic paint of good fortune. Now, here to predict what happens next, the man who put the dot back into postcards, Uri Geller. Uri, great to talk to you again. I just should warn people at home before we start, Uri, the last time we talked to Uri, all manner of strange things happen. So if you own an electrical device, any kind of electrical device, be it a fridge, microwave, a TV set, unplug it now, please, to avoid any possible damage from the activation of thousands of orange dots around the country. Now, Uri, tell us how these orange dots work.
Okay. First of all, as you remember, that I touched the ink that went on the postcards and in the magazine, and that's very important to you to understand and know that I did indeed touch physically the ink. Now, this is how it works. Now that you do have, let's say, the magazine or your own orange dot. Steve, am I right to say that your television station sent thousands of those dots out?
When you were on last, we said that we would make these available, printed up with your own personally touched paint, which Uri... Did you put your hands in these, Uri?
Oh, yeah.
So Uri put his hands in the paint, sent it out here, and we printed these up. And we've had literally 20,000 letters come in, and we've sent out letters. I personally sent them out all over the country. Now, there's me putting Uri's orange paint into the... only mucking around there, into the bowl. And we've sent these out to everybody. And, and now New Idea. Please don't send in any more. I can't lick any more envelopes. New Idea has them in at the moment. Now, explain what's happening, Uri.
Okay, what I would very much appreciate, all these lovely people, all your viewers out there that have the orange dot, is very simply to believe in what you're about to do. Now, this experiment or demonstration is not just for now. I would very much appreciate that you all cut out this orange dot and put it in your wallet. Carry it with you all the time. Now, this is what I want you to do, and I'm talking from past experience because I myself was amazed when the results came in. You just touch the dot, but inside you, in your mind, inside your subconscious, believe that you are, while touching the orange dot, that you're creating yourself good luck, that you are going to achieve certain goals that you want. You want good things to happen to you. Like I explained last time, we use very little of our brain, like 10 or 20%. But just by believing in something, saying, I'm going to touch this and believe that I'm going to get a new car, get a new house. Even if I might say it, and say it carefully, even if you have little aches like migraines or back pains, you believe that you might heal yourself. And once again, I'm not saying not to go to doctors, but believe that you are enhancing your immunological system. Believe in yourself. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Just by touching the dot, open your mind and want these wonderful good things to happen to you. Now, once you did it today or tomorrow, you keep the orange dot with you all the time. And every day, for a few minutes, focus on that goal that you want to achieve. If you want to pull out your orange dot, touch it again. Now, what I'm asking you kindly to do, that if in the coming days or weeks, or even if months go by, something fantastic, extraordinarily good, something that you were not expecting, happens to you, I'd like you very much to write us Steve, may I say to write and not to telephone? Am I correct in that?
Yeah, if they could write to us or pop round to my house and drop in and have a cuppa and we'll talk it through. Yeah, no,
you
no,
might have
no, write to us would be the best way, I think, Uri.
Yeah. And let's see, I'm very, very curious about this result, because I must tell you that this is the first time that I'm doing something like this overseas. Here in England, in one of the television channels, it worked. Now, the thing is, it's not that my powers are flying now into this camera here and out through your television sets. No, it's not. The thing that I'm doing here is I'm triggering your own positive energies in you, because you all have these energies. Maybe they're dormant in your mind. Okay, that's the end of this little experiment.
Just on that, Uri, I just want to say that we sent an orange dot out to a woman called Yvonne Grosvelt of Sky, and she wrote back to say that the next day she won a car in a local newspaper giveaway. Now, that would be an example, would it not, of the orange dots working?
Oh, absolutely, because I am a total believer in the positive power of the mind, and in what the mind can do in well-being in the body too. So that's fantastic. So maybe many of you are going to win all kinds of vacations and cars, even maybe small things. And just because you're opening your mind and believing and saying, hey, why shouldn't this happen to me? So let's see the reaction in the coming weeks and months.
Thanks, Uri. And we'll come back to you in a couple of weeks and see what reaction we've had from our viewers in relation to this. Tell us about dowsing. What's dowsing?
All right. Before I go into dowsing, and I will introduce Diana, who's sitting next to me, I would like to show you something interesting that your people asked me to bring in. Just to show you how even the American government believes in power of the mind. This is a picture. I'm right here. I hope the camera can focus in on this. And next to me is Uri Geller. Across me, believe it or not, is Vice President Al Gore. And I was actually asked by one of the senators to bombard the mind of the Russian, Uri Geller, to sign the arms reduction treaty. So the mind can do very unusual and powerful things. And by the way, they did sign the arms reduction treaty. Now, the dowsing. In a way, I became well known, of course, for bending spoons. But sometimes during my career, I diverted my powers into looking for oil and gold. I'm going to now show you how I do this, and I will explain you how you can do it too, for your benefits. Now, first of all, let me
clarify this, Uri. People can look for oil and gold?
Well, look, if you have a vast land, some of your viewers, of course you can try, but I'm talking about finding small things that they've lost. Oh, yeah. Here a lady, after I taught them how to do it, a lady found a ring, and a very expensive ring that she lost about 35 years ago. She listened to me and she found it. This is, next to me is Diana, and would you explain who you are now?
Yes, I'm the London-based producer for Tonight Live. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Diana, how are you? Now, Diana, you have no experience in dowsing?
Absolutely none, Steve. I'm a novice to dowsing.
You're not
but what I've done is...
You're not related to Uri in any manner, shape or form?
No, not related. We're very close now, but we're not related.
Right. So
Explain what happened.
Yes, please.
Well, basically, I've taken my gold ring off, and I've placed it in one of these match boxes, which have taken all the matches out, and I've placed it in one of the boxes. I've mixed them all around. Uri has not seen it. No one has touched it. I've mixed them all around, and we've been placed it over there, so absolutely no one has touched it. I don't know where the ring is now at all, and Uri will now somehow work out by dowsing where the ring is in one of these matchboxes. Yeah, well, she says work out. I will attempt to locate it. So if you'd be very kind, just don't push me. This is not a trick, it's real. And I will try to just come to the box. I will try to eliminate the ones where I don't believe it is. Now, this is what I do. I put my hand over the boxes like this, gently, and I try to feel an energy or some kind of a pull
from one of the boxes. If I feel a pull, I know that I feel the gold, or any metal, as a matter of fact. Even if there was water in it, I would be able, or oil, to locate it. And I'm very successful at this most of the times. But here, you know, we have pressure, and I know that if I don't do it in a minute and a half or two, it's live television. Now look, from this area, for instance, I don't feel it at all. It probably is in one of these. Now, Diana, I don't want to touch it. Eliminate these out here.
Right.
You can open it.
Okay.
Because I think you
there.
Oh, it's Al Gore.
I sticky taped it down, right?
Okay,
not in there.
Not there. Just leave these four
All right,
here.
not there.
You know, my heart is beating now, pounding.
Oh, I hope you do fine. It's a good ring.
Now, that's a good one already. I have 4 boxes left. Now, what I do now is, again, I try to feel a pull. It's like 2 magnets that you push away, the plus and the minus. Okay, now, again, these 2, I will eliminate myself.
Okay.
I don't feel it. Now, this is the last 2 boxes. And really, by the way, I'm not dramatizing here. I'm not trying to prolong this. If I feel it, I say, here it is. And once again, I'm stressing that she doesn't know where it is.
No, I don't.
I don't know where it is. And I just, okay.
Yep.
If I would have to guess, I would now say that I feel that it's in here. So.
You're positive?
I'm keeping my fingers crossed.
Okay, here we go.
It is!
It is?
It is!
It is?
Uri Geller.
Good.
Incredible, Uri. I thought it may have rusted in the meantime, but and the incredible location skills of Uri. Uri, we've got to run. That was amazing. Diana, thank you very much for volunteering
Steve.
your ring like that. And we look forward to talking to Uri in 2 or 3 weeks to find out the results of the orange dot syndrome. And right now it's time for the very latest news headlines with Naomi Robson. Naomi.
Thank you, Steve. Pardon my voice for tonight. It's a little scratchy.
Oh, what have you done?
I have a bit of a cold.
Please, go ahead.
Anyway, in our news later in the show, John Hewson and John Howard count the numbers on the eve of the Liberal leadership ballot. Boris Yeltsin survives the first challenge to his bid for presidential power. A boating accident on the Gold Coast claims the life of a water taxi driver, and the fur flies at the Paris Fur Fair, and I'll have those stories later in the show for you, Steve.
It's a very sexy voice, Naomi, I must say. It's, actually, you know what it sounds like? It sounds like one of those female impersonators.
Oh, thank you very much.
It's got a resonant sort of a ring about it. Oh, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, thanks.
Naomi's going to be around for the duration, maybe. We're going to take a break back with Southern Suns. The smoke machine is gone berserk. It's the Beverly Wilshire all over again. What are we doing? Southern Suns. I can't see what the hell we're doing. Hiya, Jack. How are you? So they were yelling out Jack, Jack during the break, and Jack Degenkamp has turned around. Unbelievable. One of the highlights of the Sydney Dance Company's production of Beauty and the Beast was the finale featuring the ballad You Were There, performed by one of Australia's most popular bands. Also their new single from their album, Nothing But the Truth. Would you please welcome Southern Suns?
I guess you've heard, I guess you know, in time I'd have told you, but I guess I'm too slow. And it's overly romantic, but I know that it's real. I hope you don't mind if I say what I feel. It's like I'm in somebody else's dream. This could not be happening to me. But you were there. You were everything I'd never seen. You woke me up from this long No, don't be concerned. I don't want to change things, leave them just as they were. I mean, nothing's really different. It's me who feels strange. I'm always lost for words when someone mentions your name. But I know that I'll get over this for sure. I'm not the type who dreams there could be more. The storm has passed. Look at all the colors. Now the sun's in last. I suppose that you'll be leaving, but I want you to know part of you stays with me even after you go. Like an actor playing someone else's scene. This could not be happening to me.
Southern Suds. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with more after this. Thanks, mate. Fantastic.
You were everything I'd never seen. You woke me up from this love.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back, boy. That Uri Geller can talk, Merv Carty.
Unbelievable.
Took up half the show with the cigarette. What do you have? The matchboxes and the ring.
Diane's ring.
It actually wasn't that scintillating in television. I'm not decrying what he did, but you know we don't know that he didn't look in the matchbox.
That's exactly right.
Was it riveting? Did it look? I mean, she could have been his stooge. She could have been his stooge. She could have been an automaton. She just might have been wheeled in there. Maybe not. Back in the country to deliver more. What do you think, Merv? What's your opinion? Because you're an expert in these matters.
Well, I like to see all of the action contained there. I know Diana, and I believe her to be a very trustworthy and honest person. I don't think she'll cheat at all.
Mervyn Ford. Mervyn Ford, what a way. He's back in the country to deliver more Hollywood gossip than... Still, how many boxes do you reckon there were there?
10.
10. Well, at least, even if it had been stooge, she remembered which one it was, which is some feat. Here is back in the country to deliver more... So I'm just trying to make it out here, Merv. Just Hollywood gossip, then you can poke an autograph book at, taking us on a journey through the dark side of Tinseltown. Rub your hands together for Kenneth Anger. Kenneth, welcome again, back in Australia for a tour.
That's right.
And you were doing a show this time. Tell us about that.
Well, I'm doing a show, Hollywood Babylon, presented by Kenneth Anger.
And the format of the show is?
Talking. That's right. All the gossip.
All the gossip, starting with people, famous celebrities of the caliber of someone like Marilyn Monroe.
Definitely. And continuing back and forth.
Give us, I mean, what? There is Marilyn Monroe.
Right.
Or maybe it's a very attractive-looking guy. I can't tell. It's no, that'll be Marilyn. What is there any goss you'll be giving on Marilyn in the show?
Marilyn was extremely hard to work with. She was Miss Late. She was always late. She kept everybody waiting. She was very insecure, and that's why actors like Tony Curtis hated her. Said kissing Marilyn was like kissing Hitler.
I don't think so.
I don't either. But that's Tony.
Marlon Brando, I believe you talked about.
Yes. Well, I'm in my third book that I'm working on right now, Hollywood Babylon 3. I investigate the house of Brando and all his unfortunate children. One's doing 15 years for murder, and a daughter just tried to stab a nurse in the lunatic asylum. So it's kind of rough around there.
And was what sort of a guy was Marlon to work with?
Very professional. If he had his own way. He had to have his own way about everything. But I've got a picture I can't publish of Marlon when he was in his crazy younger days at a party, misbehaving in front of an audience in front of a camera, which is not the sort of thing you're supposed to do.
And what's in the photo? What was he doing?
Well, it's in profile, and he's engaged in an unnatural sex act. And it's authentic because it was used in the divorce case.
I see. And we've never seen this photograph before?
Well, this is the catch. Come to my house, I'll show it to you.
The photo or the unnatural sex act?
The photograph.
Yeah, that's terrific. Well,
Yeah.
it's... Settle down, Mike. Well, how do you get your hands on a photograph like that?
I'm like Uri Geller. I attract them by magnetism.
But once people know that you're interested in gossip, do they come to you with this sort of material, or?
They do. They do, and I have long ears.
Charles Chaplin.
Chaplin, well, don't believe a word that's in that movie about him that's going around. I mean, it's a very sanctified version of things.
Because it was approved by the family. Then,
That's right. That's right. And he definitely liked little girls, what we call jailbait. I mean, younger than you're supposed to like them. Yep, 8 years old to start with.
No.
Yeah, Lita Gray, he started courting. I'm not saying they did anything, but he started courting her at 8 years old. Finally, he was forced to marry her at 15 when she was pregnant. And
So
that's not
him?
in the movie.
They wiped that bit out.
Yep.
Elizabeth Taylor?
Elizabeth Taylor, well, she wanted to lose weight, so she had her tummy opened and eggs of a tapeworm put in.
No.
Well, that's what I've heard. That's how she lost weight so quickly. Oh, then you take the tapeworm out after it's grown up. You see, it grows up, you lose weight. Murray Callis used the same doctor.
You put a tapeworm...
Egg
Egg?
inside. The tapeworm grows to be about 20 feet long. Then you take the tapeworm out, and you've lost weight.
That's a fairly standard surgical procedure.
Yeah, right.
No problem with that. It's like Alien, isn't it?
Yep. You've got to really want to lose weight.
Errol Flynn.
Errol Flynn, you're...
Tapeworms?
No. The Tasmanian Devil.
That's it?
Yep.
He certainly was.
Well, when he died at 50, he was an old man inside. They looked at his organs, they did an autopsy, said, this is a real old guy. Everything was worn out. He also died with a case of the clap.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, they also found out he had an active case of the clap, gonorrhea.
No, I'm not here.
Yeah, well, this is the opposite of glamour.
Lana Turner.
I think she got away with murder.
Tell us how so, because some people won't be familiar with that.
Well, she had a row in her house in Beverly Hills. Only 3 people were present, her daughter and Johnny Stoppanato, her gangster boyfriend, and Lana. And Johnny was found dead with a big knife stuck in his stomach. And the daughter took the rap because she was a minor and she could only be sent to reform school. And that's what happened. But I think Lana may have given a little extra shove to that knife.
Yeah, well, maybe she was trying to get a tapeworm in. Look, Kenneth's going to stick around for the duration. Kenneth, we've got to take a break, but this is live. Welcome back to the Uri Geller Show. This is a segment that just keeps on keeping on. Read my lips. And welcome on my left, our panelists Carole Patullo and Simon Rogers, who are playing for their home family, the Von Trapp family, and on my right, Tim Smith and Steve Bedwell, who are playing for their home family, the Space Family Robinson family. And of course, they're playing for Big Biggies. Tonight's major prize is this. Sam, anything is this? That's it, it's a Ripper 76. The Ripper 76. Oh, thank you. Of course, I don't grab Simon. The big hits, Split Ends late last night. I Like It Both Ways from Supernaut. On the Prowl, Old 55, and believe me, they just keep on keeping on there. First category is what's going on in this photograph. Here's the photograph. What was going on in this photograph that was in the news? I'll throw that to the Von Trapp family, Carole and Simon.
It's a fearless John Howard saying, "Oh no, I'm helpless without my glasses."
The fearless fly. I think it might actually be from Saturday night. I think this is John Howard and a few mates on Sunday, looking at the videos of the election from the night before, and he's pointing to his favourite bit and saying, "Look, it's Houston admitting defeat."
Yeah, I've got a challenge on that, Tim.
I'll jump straight in, and I think that it's John Howard saying, "Burn, you ants, burn," as he lines up his glasses with the sun.
And also, he's getting that... And, Tim, you know, also I think it's whilst waving to his mother, John Howard accidentally buys a Picasso at Sotheby's.
Well, it's a very obtuse answer, Steve. I was going to give you a point for Tim's answer, but I'm going to deduct a point for yours. I'm going to award no points for that. The Space Family Robinson, what is going on in this photograph? There's the photograph. It was in the paper. What was going on in that photograph?
Yes, I think Sergeant Darrell there decides that even though he's already eaten, he's still hungry enough to eat a horse.
Yes, Tim. And of course,
perhaps. Maybe.
I think what we're seeing there is a very dejected man, and of course, Corporal Zimmerman had always resented the way that the soldiers got to pick their horses alphabetically.
Again, obtuse. Yes, I've got a challenge from Carole.
I think the soldier is saying, "OK, little fella, it's off to the party pie factory for you."
No. I think not. I'm going to award you both 1 point for those equally amusing answers. We'll move on to complete... This is complete the headline. Can you complete this headline? The headline is Singleton something Lib ads. Singleton what? Lib ads Von Trapp family.
Right. Well, I think this is, again, it's obviously election night tonight. The Liberal Party deciding where they went wrong on Saturday. They've pointed out the wrong place, and the headline should be Singleton agrees to do Lib ads, which they think might lead to a draw in the next federal election. It's doing the ads for both parties will be completely
do Lib ads? Carole, do you
Singleton nightmare. Singleton wakes up screaming in cold sweats. I was forced to make women's lib ads.
I was forced to make women's lib ads. That's yes. Yes, that's not bad. Yes, Steve?
Maybe Singleton reckons that John Hewson would have won if...
Tuckerbag did the lib ads.
Tuckerbag. I'm going to give you both a point for those answers. 1 point each.
Where do you get it, Steve?
I know. The actual headline was Singleton scorns lib ads. Okay, now there's four. Moving on to the next category, there are 4 photographs here. One is the odd photograph out. Can you pick it? Princess Di, Fergie, Prince Charles, and Ugly Dave Gray. Now, just run through Princess Di, Fergie, Prince Charles, Ugly Dave Gray, the Space Family Robinson. Would you like to kick that one off?
Yes, and I shall. And I think that Ugly Dave Gray is truly the king.
Yes. And also, Tim, I think out of those 4, Ugly Dave Gray is the only one who's actually paid to be a joke.
Yes, Simon?
I would say that Prince Charles is the only one who doesn't do mother-in-law jokes.
Yes, good point. Or in fact, I think the odd one out there is probably Fergie. If you think about it, you've got Princess Di, you've got Prince Charles, Ugly Dave Gray. Fergie's the only one without a title. She has a thing that tells you what she is.
But in fact, it's not the right answer. The real answer was Ugly Dave Gray, because all others have been on the cover of New Idea, and that is in fact the fact. The scores, Merv, the scores were
7-5. The Von Trapp family.
The Von Trapp family. The Von Trapp family walks away with it, and that's Read My Lips. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with more after this. And welcome back. If you're wondering why the lighting looks a little funny, it's because Channel 7's lighting board has gone down. I know you'll find that almost impossible to believe, but yep, the equipment has broken. And was that coming good?
I think it may have been because of Uri.
Uri Geller, the amazing Uri Geller. No, the lighting board has gone down, but nothing that can daunt the looks or the talent of Naomi Robson.
Thank you, Steve, for that. Hello, everyone. If John Hewson and John Howard can't sleep tonight, they'll be counting numbers instead of sheep, hoping for last-minute support in their leadership ballot tomorrow morning.
The challenger headed to Canberra 24 hours before tomorrow's showdown in the Liberal Party room.
Tomorrow is all about who's best able to beat Keating.
But John Howard says Liberals will have to stick by tomorrow's winner up to the next election.
I believe I'm going to win. I'm not smug or complacent, and it's not a contest I wanted.
John Hewson, in his last public pitch, was also asking Liberals to back him for a full term.
I feel very confident that the winner tomorrow will have the full support of the party for the next 3 years, because we are determined to beat this Labor socialist government.
The Liberals will meet tomorrow morning. Early afternoon, the Prime Minister will be handing out the ministerial spoils of Labor's victory. But today, Mr Keating was flexing his muscles with the Canberra bureaucracy. One of Australia's most senior officials, Tony Cole, the Secretary to the Treasury, whose signature appears on the currency, was removed from office today. In his new look cabinet, Mr Keating will promote long-time loyalists like Sydney MP Laurie Brereton, but facing the chop, former Hawke ministers Peter Staples, Gordon Bilney and John Kerrin.
Russian leader Boris Yeltsin had a mixed day. His 85-year-old mother died of heart failure, but he survived an immediate challenge to his rule by the Conservative Congress of People's Deputies. Hardliners in the Congress wanted to topple Yeltsin, but 3 key ministers for defence, security and the interior have backed the president. He's also secured support from the army. It's only one win, however. The battle continues and Yeltsin must survive a vote of the people on April the 25th to decide who should have ultimate power in Moscow. It was a day of grieving for people from the English city of Warrington. They came together to mourn a 4-year-old boy killed in a callous IRA bombing.
In sorrow we come to remember.
More than 50 other people were injured by the blast. In Waco, Texas, authorities and cult leader David Koresh continue their bizarre standoff, communicating with loudhailers and watching protesters who gathered to support both sides.
It was all stupid. But what about the babies and the women?
Don't you care about them?
Another 7 people have been freed from the compound, but Koresh says he's still waiting on the word from God to end the siege altogether. Police in South Australia have identified human remains found in garbage bags on the outskirts of Adelaide. Labourers made the grisly find at a building site south of the city. Police first feared the mutilated remains may have been those of missing 12-year-old schoolgirl Rihanna Barrow, but tests confirmed the victim was a man, 32-year-old Peter Henry Livingston, a part-time lawnmower. Only his arms and legs have been found, along with jumpers and parts of a red and white curtain which are being examined by forensic experts. And a man in his 20s died late today when his water taxi and an aluminium runabout collided at Southport. The taxi driver suffered massive head injuries. The passengers on the hired runabout were thrown into the water by the impact. 3 of them were later taken to hospital. And finally from Paris, furry fashions that ruffled a few feathers. The most eye-catching display at the annual fur fair this year was an unofficial entry from the anti-fur protesters. They'd flown all the way from America, baring their skins to save those of minks, lapins and the like.
I just hope we don't end up in jail naked.
Their exposé wasn't appreciated, however, and their protest ended with a police cover-up. And that's all our news, Steve.
Thanks, Naomi. Just about out of time. We're going to take a break. Back with more after this. Welcome back. I'm talking to Kenneth Anger, the author of Hollywood Babylon, who's working on Hollywood Babylon 3.
That's right.
At the moment. Will that have anything about James Dean? Because I know you've written about James in the past.
It'll have a little more, and they called him the human ashtray, and I'll tell why. How about that?
In the book or now?
No, in the book.
Yeah. Human ashtray.
Yeah. That's because he gets stoned and invite people in a certain bar in Hollywood to stub out the cigarettes on his chest.
He did?
You see, yeah, all my stories are that kind of story.
Where did you get that information? You were lying in this bar when he came right up to you and he... Now, where would you get that sort of information?
From the bartender.
Oh, and he saw it. Are people wary of you, Kenneth, knowing that you use this information for your books?
I have very good friends. Most of them are retired Hollywood people. And I live in Palm Springs in Al Jolson's old estate.
Next to Mickey Rooney,
yeah,
you're saying.
That's right.
Well, Kenneth, it's been a great pleasure talking to you, and we look forward to reading Hollywood Babylon 3. Later on, we've got Tom Jones, Rachel Berger, Lee Collak, Hothouse Flowers, Rachel Swift, and lots more for this week. Thanks for being with us, Australia. We'll see you tomorrow night.
You're on Sydney's Channel 7.